Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is March 17th, 2023. It's on Friday, and it's cloudy or a little raining. How are you spending Friday? I think many people feel happiest at Friday's night because uh, holidays, day offs on Sunday and Saturday are waiting for us. But some people work on Sunday and Saturday too. It depends on the shift. Do you have a work or a school on Saturday? But in many working shifts, many salaried workers and students have day offs on Sunday and Saturday. When I was a university student, I felt happiest on Friday's night and felt saddest on Sunday's night. I felt saddest. I felt saddest on Sunday's night, thinking over the long week with hard study. The surface of all of the paintings in the museum are covered with special case. Can you tell if it is surface affection, surface friendship? I was watching a video in which explained the way to distinguish surface friendship from true one. I was watching a video which explained the way to distinguish surface friendship from true one. I was watching a video yesterday which explained how to distinguish surface affection and friendship from real ones. I was watching a video in which it explained the features of surface friendship. I was watching a video which explained the feature of surface friendship. I was watching a video yesterday which explained the feature of surface friendship. I was watching a video which explained some features of surface friendship. Some features of surface friendship. Surface friendship. I was watching a video which explained some features of surface friendship. As of now, I can get only surface treatment for my disease. As of now, I can get only the surface treatment on my disease, but I hope the medical development will eradicate perfectly my disease. I hope the medical development will eradicate my disease as soon as possible. The breaking news and accusation from the third party surfaced the possibility of the celebrity involvement in the incident. The remarks from the witnesses surfaced the possibility of more and more companies' involvement in the incident. The newly discovered evidence surfaced more possibility of the man's involvement in the incident. The newly discovered evidence surfaced the probability of the company being involved in the incident. The sudden resignation of the dead member surfaced the possibility of the politician becoming the dead member as a successor. The sudden resignation of the dead member surfaced the possibility of the politician becoming the dead member as a successor. The decisive evidence surfaced the possibility of the company being involved in the accident. The newly discovered evidence, potteries and porcelains, surfaced the possibility of the town once thrived as a center of the period. The newly discovered porcelain and pottery under the ground surfaced the possibility of the town flourished as a center. The newly discovered pottery and porcelain under the ground surfaced the possibility of the area flourished as a center in the past. As the date approached the sports meeting, it surfaced the possibility of the cancellation because it was more likely to be rainy on the day. As the date approached the sports meeting date, the possibility of the cancellation of the sports meeting surfaced because it was more likely to be rainy according to the weather forecast. Hmm. Thanks to the inner accusation of the employee, the wrongdoings which had been done for over the few years came to light, surfaced. Thanks to the inner accusation by the employee, the wrongdoing of the company over the 5 years surfaced. Hmm. The rainwater soaks into the ground, which springs up as as spring water. And the possibility of the celebrity involvement in the party surfaced. The possibility of the comedian participating in the party surfaced. The possibility of the extension of the state of emergency surfaced. The possibility of the extension of state of emergency surfaced. Mm. As the time passed, the level difference between the candidate A and candidate B surfaced. The probability of the town flourished as the center in the period surfaced thanks to the pottery and porcelain excavated during the construction. I'm I'm of two minds whether I should buy a bike for my health. I'm of two minds whether to buy a bike. I'm in two minds regarding whether I should buy a bike. I'm of two minds whether I should buy a bike. I often had my bike fixed at a bike shop, so it might have been cheaper to buy a new one because I had my bike often fixed. Which do you think better, to have my bike fixed or buy a new one? How much is it to fix my bike? How much do you think it will cost to have my bike fixed? How much do you think it will cost? How much do you think it will cost to have my bike fixed? And how much do you think it will cost? How much do you think it will cost to have my bike fixed? I don't want to have my wallet stolen. I don't want to get my wallet stolen. So I usually hold my bag strongly. I usually hold my bag strongly. No one wants to have their wallet stolen. No one wants to have their wallet stolen. No one wants to get their wallet stolen. I had my pencils stolen by someone. I had my precious time stolen by my disease. I got my precious time stolen by my disease. I'm of two minds whether to undertake the job offer. I'm of two minds whether to take on the job offer. I'm of two minds whether I should take on the job offer. Why did you undertake such a difficult task? The employee is called superhero or savior, who undertakes all of the duties which we don't want to take on. The employee is called superhero because he undertakes all of the tasks which we don't want to take on. Do you subscribe to some channels? Do you subscribe to some channels? Many YouTubers tell us, say, please subscribe to my channel, like this. Some YouTubers say, please subscribe to my channel. I used to subscribe to some mail magazines, but I cancelled some of them to integrate everything into one. I subscribed to some mail magazines in order to get good information for my job. I subscribed to some mail magazines in order to get information for my job. I subscribed 3,000 yen to my university. I subscribed 3,000 yen to my university. I donated 3,000 yen to my university. I donated 3,000 yen to my university. I don't want to subscribe the contract. I don't want to subscribe the contract. I will not sign the contract. I will not signature the contract unless it will be clear to me. I will not subscribe the contract. I will not subscribe the contract. I will not subscribe the contract. Subscribe. How much did you subscribe? How much did you subscribe? How much should I subscribe to the offertory box of the shrine? How much should I subscribe to the offertory box in the shrine? It depends on you. Any amount is okay. The company subscribed 100 million yen to the disaster-stricken area. The company subscribed 100 million yen to the disaster-affected area. The company subscribed 1 billion yen to the disaster-affected area. The company subscribed 1 billion yen to the disaster-stricken area, disaster-affected area. My parent will not subscribe the contract. The company will not subscribe the contract. How many subscribers are there in your channel? How many subscribers are there in your channel? How many subscribers in your channel? How many subscribers are there in your channel? How many subscribers are there in your channel? How many subscribers are there in your channel? The number of subscribers important? Is the number of subscribers important? Is the number of subscribers important? When did the number of subscribers start to be important? After the corruption, the number of subscribers to the channel decreased. Could you tell me how to do the subscription? What should I do for the subscription? What should I do for the subscription? I canceled my subscription to the service because I rarely used it. I seldom used it. I canceled my subscription to the service because I rarely used it. It was a waste of my money. The subscription to the mail magazine is really helpful, useful, informative for me. The subscription to the mail magazine by the man is very useful, informative. We've got to keep step upping. We've got to stack up small efforts daily to reach incredible, unbelievable space. What do you think from your standpoint? What do you think from your standpoint? What do you think from your point of view? What do you think from your viewpoint? From my viewpoint, we should challenge, not being afraid of making mistakes. Otherwise, we will regret later. From my standpoint, you should challenge. Otherwise, you will regret. What do you think from your viewpoint? What do you think from your viewpoint? What do you think from your viewpoint? Everyone has their own viewpoint, standpoint. Everyone has their own viewpoint. standpoint. Everyone has their own standpoint. Everyone has their own standpoint. Everyone has their standpoint. Everyone has their own standpoint. I saw some salaried workers running to the platform in order to catch up with the last train. Could you catch up the train? Could you catch up the last train yesterday? Yes. I was about to stay in a capsule hotel around the station if I had missed that. If I had missed the last train, I would have stayed in a capsule hotel around the station. If I had missed the last train, I would have stayed in a capsule hotel around the train station. Although I left the school 10 minutes later than my friends, I caught up with them later. It took me about many years to catch up with my classmates regarding the academic accomplishments because I was hospitalized for a long time. We can infer the sequential disasters to a certain extent from the lessons we learned in the past. We can infer what will happen next from the experiences in the past. We can infer what will happen next to a certain extent from the lessons we learned in the past. We can infer what will happen in the future from the lessons we learned in the past. We have to take advantage of experiences, data from the past in order to prepare for the future disasters and so on. Inferring from current situation, the number of tourists will increase more and more. Inferring from current situation, the number of tourists will increase more and more. How did you infer that? Based on what? What did you infer that based on? What did you infer that based on? What did you infer that based on? No one could infer the pandemic. No one could infer the pandemic. We can infer how it will be congested by looking at the congestion on weekdays. I try to infer how it will be crowded on Sunday by looking at the situation on weekdays. The infer is not based on truth. The infer is not based on convincing evidence. The infer is not based on convincing evidence. The infer is not based on convincing backups or supports. The infer is not based on convincing supports. What will happen next is inferable to a certain extent from the experiences from the past. what will happen next is a little inferable. What will happen next is inferable to a certain extent, to some degrees, to some extent. Inferable, 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 inferable. Inferable. Infallible, infallible. What will happen next is infallible to a certain extent, to some degrees, to some extent. Infallible. The landsliding after the heavy rain is infallible. Tsunami after the earthquake is infallible. When the tsunami arrives at the coastline, it's infallible. When the typhoon approaches the area, it's infallible with the current technology. The course the typhoon will take is infallible. The course the typhoon takes is infallible. The course the typhoons will take is infallible. Infallible. Where is inference coming from? Where is the confidence of the inference coming from? Inference. Let's draw an 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 inference. Inference. Some people could draw an inference of the people using smartphone before the smartphone was widespread. Can you draw an inference of the future where people are traveling to the universe as easy as taking public transportations? Can you draw an inference of the future where people are taking trains? People are traveling to the universe as easy as traveling to other countries by planes and so on. Where is the confidence of the inference coming from? What is the inference based on? What is inference? What is the inference based on? The inference is based on remarks from the experts. The inference is based on data and experiences from the past. Inference, inference, inference. The inference was overturned by the evidence excavated from the ground. Some experts draw different inferences. 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 Inference, inference. Inference. The inference drawn by the experts were overturned by the newly discovered evidence from the ground. The movie depicts the world of 2015, predicted in 1985. This is the movie of the inference of what will be in the future in 2015, drawn in 1985. This movie depicts the world of 2015, which was drawn an inference in 1985. And this is the inference. This movie depicts the world of 2015, drawn an inference in 1985. Inference, 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 inference. It's nothing but an inference. It's none other than the inference. It's nothing but an 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 inference. It's none other than an inference. It's nothing but an inferential data result. Is none other than an inferential data. It is none other than an inferential data. It is nothing but an inferential data. It's nothing but an inferential data. Inferential. Inferential. It's nothing but an inferential data. So it will differ from the real ones. It's nothing but an inferential data. 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 It's nothing but an inferential figures. It's nothing but an inferential data's amount. It's nothing but an inferential figures. It's nothing but an inferential numbers. It's nothing but an inferential number. 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 Do you believe in inferential figures, results, data, and so on? The inferential date for the lift of state of emergency. According to the inferential amount of the yearly payment, it's very generous. The height of the tsunami, which is predicted here, is nothing but an inferential. It might go beyond the height. The height of the tsunami is nothing but an inferential. It is probable. It is probable that the height of the tsunami will go beyond that. The height of the tsunami is nothing but an inferential. We ought to stack up small daily efforts to improve something. Nothing great will be done in a day. Nothing great will be done in a day. We ought to stack up small daily efforts to achieve something great. Everybody is stacking up small effort to reach unbelievable space. We ought to challenge so that we won't regret later. We ought to challenge if we are interested in that. We ought to challenge if we are interested in that, in order that we won't regret later. We've got to challenge if we are interested in that. 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 I've got to go. I have to go. Got to go. I have 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 to go. Got to go. Go. You've got to finish the duty by the end of this month. I've got to finish the duty by the end of this month to welcome new fiscal year with fresh mind. You've got to manage the team until the successor is decided. You've got to manage the team. 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 You've got to manage the team until the successor will be decided. Until the successor is decided. Do you mind me opening the window? Do you mind if I open the window? Would you mind me opening the window? Would you mind if I open the window? Do you mind if I take a paid leave tomorrow? Do you mind me having the day off tomorrow? Would you mind if I took the day off tomorrow? Do you mind me having the paid leave tomorrow? Do you mind if I have the paid leave tomorrow? Would you mind me having the paid leave tomorrow? Would you mind if I had the paid leave tomorrow? No, I don't Just go for it. If you are interested in that, go for it. For fear that you would regret it later. Not for not doing, for not challenging. In case that you should regret it later for not challenging. Less you should regret later for not challenging later. If you are interested in that, go for it. If you are interested in that, go for it. The chance might not come back again. The chance might not come out again. The chance might not come back again. The chance might not come again. The chance might not come out again. So go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Let's go for it. We know it is difficult, but let's go for it. I regret not going for it in the past. I regret not going for it. I regret not going for it in the past. If I could go back to 10 years ago, I would have go for it. If I could go back to 10 years ago, I would go for it. I would go for it. I would go for it. It depends on you whether you go for it or not. It depends on you. It's all up to you whether you go for it or not. It's all up to you. It's all up to you whether you go for it or not. It's all up to you whether to go for it or not. I'm of two minds whether to go for it or not. I'm of two minds whether to go for it or not. Why not participate in the event to have to relax or to for a change? Why don't you participate in the party for a change? Why not travel? Why not travel to the place you are interested in going? Why don't you travel to the place you are looking forward to go to? Why don't you go to the place you are looking forward to going to for a long time? Why don't you go to the place you have been looking forward to? Whenever an accident happens, I consult him. I consult her. Whenever an accident happens, I consult her. Whenever an accident happens, I consult her. Have you met the celebrity in person? Have you met her in person? Have you met the celebrity in person? Yes, I have met the celebrity in person. We took a picture together. I had an opportunity to take a picture together. I had an opportunity to take a picture together. I had an opportunity to take a picture together. I had an opportunity to take a picture together. I had an opportunity to take a picture together. I had an opportunity to take a picture together. I had an opportunity to take a picture together. Have you ever met the celebrity in person? Have you ever met the celebrity in person? Have you ever met the celebrity in person? You are the very person we have been looking forward to meeting. You are the very person fit for the position. You are the very person. You are the very best person we have been looking for. You are the very best person fit for the position we have been looking for. You are the very best person suitable for the position we have been looking for. Thank you for entering our company. You are the very best person who we're looking for, whom we have been looking for, whom we have been looking for. This is the very best steak I've ever eaten. I'd like to meet the chef who cooked this steak. Can I? Sure. I will call him here. Please, for a second. Kabira Bay was by far the most beautiful sea I've ever seen. Kabira Bay is by far the best, most beautiful sea, most beautiful bay I've ever seen. Kabira Bay in Ishigaki Island is by far the most beautiful, sea bay I've ever seen. I want to see. The beauty cannot be transmitted. The beauty cannot be reached by the picture. Kabira Bay in Ishigaki Island is far and away the most beautiful bay I've ever seen. Kabira Bay in Ishigaki Island is far and away the most beautiful bay I've ever seen. I cannot describe by words. 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 Please name prominent idols in your country. Please name some prominent idols in your country. Please name some prominent artists 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 in your country. Please name prominent artists in your country. Please name some prominent artists in your country. What is the difference between attorney and lawyer? I wish I could afford hiring attorney. I wish I could afford to hire an attorney. I wish I could afford hiring an attorney. I wish I could afford to hire an attorney. I wish I had afford to hire an attorney. I wish I were a bird. I would fly to your window to wake you up every morning. I wish I could reach enough to be able to hire an attorney. I wish I could afford to hire an attorney. I wish I could afford to hire an attorney. I wish I could afford hiring an attorney. I used to write everything down, explained by the professor at university. I used to write down everything explained by the professors, teachers at the university, but which made me more confusing, which made me less understanding, because I focused on writing only, which made me less understanding of the lecture. I used to write down everything explained by teachers, professors at university and schools. Writing down is important, but focusing on writing down also made me less understand the lecture, because I focused on the writing more than listening to the lecture. I used to write down everything explained by teachers, which made me less understand what the teachers explained, because I focused on writing the lecture down more than listening carefully to the teachers. I brought 2 or 3 extra masks just in case it might break down on the way. I brought 2 or 3 extra masks with me just in case. I usually repeat reading the same pages over and over again because I have a bad memory. I usually repeat the same pages. I usually keep reading the same page over and over again, time and time again, because I have a bad memory. Do you have a good memory? I wish I had as good memory as you. I wish I had as good a memory as you. I wish I had as good a memory as you. I wish I had as good a memory as you. I wish I had as good a memory as you. I wish I had as good a memory as you. I wish I had as good a memory as you. I wish I had as good a memory as you. I wish I had as good a memory as you. I wish I had as good a memory as you. I used to write down everything explained by teachers, uh, which made me less understand the lecture because I focused on writing it down more than understanding the lecture, carefully listening to the lecture. Mm. The doctor advised me that I should refrain from drinking a cup of coffee for a time being. The teacher advised me that I should take on the entrance examination of the university. The teacher advised me that I should refrain from dyeing my hair. But the teacher advised me that I should cancel undertaking the examination because the level is too difficult for me. The level was too difficult for me. The teacher advised me that I should stop undertaking the entrance examination of the university because the level difference was obvious. The local advised me that I should avoid taking the route. It's dangerous. The tour guide recommended that I should buy one-day ticket for subway to take a good dealings, to take the value. It was value for money. It was value for money. The government is taking actions to prevent the low birth rate. The government is taking some measures, in order to prevent low birth rate, like increasing the benefits for those giving a birth, giving some benefits, increasing the benefits for those who gave a birth, and so on. The company decided to take a legal action against an anonymous man who uploaded a video criticizing the company. The company decided to take a legal action against an anonymous man who uploaded a video disrespectful. Are you entitled to enter the facility without the ID card? Only the staff are entitled to enter the facility from the rear exit, rear door. Only the staff and people related are entitled to enter the facility from the rear exit, rear door, rear entrance. Only the staff and related people are entitled to enter the facility from the rear door. Only those with a qualification are entitled to open the business, start the business. Only those with a qualification are entitled to start a certain businesses. Only those with the qualification are entitled to start the business. Only those with a qualification are eligible for starting the business. Only those with the qualification are entitled to start the business. Only those registered at the prefectural office are entitled to start the business. Only those who have finished registering at the prefectural office are entitled to start the business. The airlines compensated the passengers for the delay. by giving 20% of coupon, which are available in the airport. The company compensated its customers for the flaws in the product. The, the shop compensated its customers for the flaws, defects in the product. The shop compensated me for the flaws in the product by giving me the new one. The shop compensated me for the flaws in the product by giving me the new one for free. Only those with the warranty are entitled to get free fix amendment. Only those who have only the customers with the warranty are entitled to get the free amendment. So if you lose the warranty, you cannot get the free amendment. So please bear that in mind. Please keep that in mind. Thank you for your cooperation and patronage all the time. Only the customers with a warranty are eligible for getting the free amendment for free. So if you lose the warranty, you are not entitled to get the free amendment. So please bear that in mind. So please keep that in mind. The shop compensated me for the flaws in the product. The shop compensated me for the flaws in the product by giving me the new one for free, for nothing, free of charge. So far, my life is going well. How's it going so far? The experiments are going well so far. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong so far. The project is going well so far. The project is going well so far. The machine is moving. The machine is running correctly so far. The machine is running correctly so far. The machine is running correctly without problem so far. I was paid no more than 5,000 yen for the daily job. I was paid no less than 1 million yen for the daily job. I wish I could get as much as 1 million yen daily. I wish I could get as much as 1 million yen daily. No less than hundreds of thousands of visitors flock to the festivals every year. No less than hundreds of thousands of tourists gather I visit the facility every year. No less than millions of tourists go to see the tourist spot every year. No less than millions of tourists go to the facility every year. No less than millions of people, millions of tourists visit the tourist spot. I will get not more than 10,000 yen for the job. Not more than 10 people will come to my live. Not more than 10 people will watch my video. Not more than 20 people will watch my video. No more than 20,000 yen was paid for the invention. No more than 20,000 yen was paid for the invention, which surprised the world. Which surprised the world. Which surprised the world. Which took the world by surprise. Which took the world by surprise. Have you ever come down with flu? 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 Who could predict the epidemic? Who could have predicted the pandemic 3 years ago? Who could have predicted the epidemic? Some epidemics happened in the past. Some epidemics outbroke in the past. Some epidemics aroused, happened in the past, broke out, outbroke in the past. Epidemic. Some epidemics outbroke in the past. Who could have predicted? What is the best strategy or method to prevent epidemic? What do you think is the best way to prevent epidemic? Do you think is the best way or method or strategy to stop an epidemic? Using a smartphone is a kind of epidemic. Using a smartphone is a kind of epidemic. Who could imagine the world of people using a smartphone 20 years ago? Who could have imagined the world of people using a smartphone? Who could have imagined the world of the people using a smartphone? Who could have imagined the world of people using a smartphone like now, 20 years ago? The law is expected to be passed into law today. The bill is expected to be passed into law at night session today. The notorious bill is expected to be passed into law at the night session today. The notorious bill is expected to be passed into law at the night session today. Excuse me, how soon does the medicine start to work? When will the medicine will take effect? Excuse me. When will the medicine take effect? After drinking it, after having it, after getting it, after having it. When will the medicine start to work? When will the medicine start to take effect? Excuse me, when will the medicine start to work, start to take effect, start to come into effect? Excuse me, when will the medicine start to take effect? Excuse me, when will the medicine start to take effect? Excuse me, when will the medicine start to take effect? Excuse me, when will the medicine start to come into effect? The effect of famous YouTuber is such huge. The effect of the advertisement by the famous YouTubers are so huge. Thanks to the effect by famous YouTubers, some products and areas are getting more popular. Thanks to the effect of advertisements by famous YouTubers, some products or areas are getting more vibrant and more popular. I'm going to see a doctor to prescribe with pills for my allergy. I'm going to be prescribed with some pills for my running nose. I'm going to be prescribed with some pills for my running nose. I'm going to be prescribed with some pills for my running nose, especially during the pollen season. I'm very weak to pollen, so in order to get over pollen season, I need the pill for my running nose. Hay fever as a treatment for my hay fever. I'm going to see a doctor to be prescribed with some pills for my running nose and hay fever. The cow tends to be intense when they see the red color. Why is it? I don't know the mechanism. Why the cow gets excited when they see the red color. When the cows see the red color. The typhoon is said to be very tense. The typhoon is said to be tenser this time. Tenser than previous one this time. The effect by famous YouTubers is so huge, enough to make a difference to the products or areas. The effect by famous YouTubers is so huge, enough to change the situation of the place or products. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.